Okay guys, so is it just me or you guys also are constantly being told by the internet and the world that if you want to be the real man, you have to buy this overpriced gear and flashy gadgets and stuff that's being sort of shoved to your feet every single day? I've been wondering if these things that we buy, the stuff that we buy, are they really making any value to the life? Or are they really cluttering your mind space and your physical space? So in today's video here, I'm going to go through some stuff, some things that we buy over a period of time, which the society and the internet and the world, they tell us that we need to buy this, we need to have this, we accumulate over a period of time. But actually, we don't really need. So stick around, let's see if we can figure out how to liberate from the unnecessary burdens and reclaim our time and peace of mind. Let's do this. Okay, let's start with the very classic one. The new smartphones every year. So these top 3 brands in the world have these flagship launches every year, right? iPhones or the Samsungs and the OnePluses of the world. And if you watch very closely, the upgrades are very marginal and they're only incremental upgrades year over year. I think it's been 10 years, phones have stopped having revolutionary upgrades or revolutionary features that we all use now. These days it's only incremental. And I remember about 2 years ago, I bought a Samsung Galaxy Fold. And it's literally a phone that looks like a brick. It's really big. If you want to have a bigger screen, you can unfold the phone and then it becomes like a tablet. I used it, I was very curious about it and I showed it off for about a month or so. And then I lost interest. I sold the phone. I'm still paying the EMI. It's crazy. But I'll tell you what. So a very close friend of mine called me the other day and he said, Prashant, this new iPhone 16 Ultra Pro Max looks sexy and I want it because it's got this amazing camera feature which no other phone has. And because I have learned now, I told him, what are you going to use the phone for? So my point is, you will always feel the urge to buy the new sexy phone, but if you watch carefully, the features are very incremental and it is not going to add any value. I think the most amazing and the most bang for the buck thing to do is buy at least 2 generations old phone. They still have about 4 years of upgrades left on them, and the specs are amazing, the hardware is amazing, and you get those phones in about half of the cost of the new phones. The next one is expensive fucking smartwatches. I really wanted to get the Apple Watch somehow. I was digging the internet and YouTube to figure out which one is the best. I probably lost just hours and weeks just doing that. So I want the Apple Watch. I compared it with a lot of other watches like Garmin and stuff. And I thought I'll just buy one. And then I also researched about one fitness band which doesn't have a display. I don't remember the name right now. I'll probably put it on the screen. If you're really into fitness and you want a lot of data that you will actually use, please go and buy. Please go and explore that. Don't buy that. I ended up not buying the Apple smartwatch. I still use my Casios a lot. The point is that if you really want to be meaningfully fit, you move your ass. You make sure that you go to the gym 3 times in a week or do some form of intense workout 3 times in a week. That will keep you fit. I mean, yes, you will have a lot of data. Apple Watches and the Garmins, all of those will give you crazy amount of data if you know how to use it, analyze it and use it. If you are some kind of a nerd who can do that, then by all means go and invest that money. The key word here is investment. Okay, the next one is the classic Indian middle class dream, buying a own house. Trust me, I am one of those guys. I bought a house on a big EMI, of course, and I did learn a few lessons. My point is that yes, I did invest in a own house very early in my career when I was about 26 years ago. Back then I was working for a BPO and I earned a decent amount of money. I'm talking about 2006, 2007, when houses were reasonably cheaper. I mean, my EMI at that point in time was about 12-13K, which is crazy, right? I mean, you can't think about that kind of an EMI now. I mean, now the house prices are insane. If you have to buy a house now, you really have to afford it. And I'm not saying that you wait for that kind of money. If you figure out the math behind how you pay the EMI and you'll still save a lot of money every month, go ahead and do that, be my guest. But if you are just going to stretch a lot, borrow a lot, ask friends and family, and then buy a house and then bury yourselves with EMI and pressure and mental pressure for the rest of the next 10 to 15 years, then renting is a great option. You can have like amazing apartments, amazing spaces for yourself on renting. And if you're working like a hybrid scene, you're working from home, you can just go and live anywhere in the Himalayas also, right? I mean, think about it. I've been dreaming of doing that, by the way. If I'm successful doing this YouTube stuff, I'll probably do a nomad life and live somewhere else. But yeah, now that I bought a house, I have to pay the EMI anyway. But yeah, so think about this, think through this. You can wait it out, plan for it, and when you think the right time is there, do that. But yeah, waiting has a trade-off. So when you're waiting, also invest the money somewhere which gives you great returns. I'm not a financial guru, but the idea is that if you just save money for the house, it's not going to work, right? Because house prices also go up. And investing in a launch offer, the launch offer of the real estate mafia in India is crazy. So don't fall for that. The launch offer will stay launched for the next 2-3 years also. And I have seen a lot of close friends and families whose money is stuck, in these kind of crazy schemes. So, my father-in-law once told me, and I think he was very wise when he told me, and I followed his advice, that if you see a building standing there, the houses are built, the rooms are built in it, and the OC is received, then you buy that house. Don't buy a dreamy house. So that's my opinion and that's my advice for people who think, but people who disagree, please tell me, why do you disagree? Okay, my next one is productivity tools. Now, I'm all for productivity, but I am not insane about productivity. I know I believe in productivity without burnout. And you'll see me talking about this throughout all of my videos almost, because I have been there, done that, and I have done the grind, and I've also seen the negative side of it. So please stay away from it. But anyway, the point is about the tools for productivity. Watching a YouTube video about a productivity by a sort of by a self-proclaimed guru, and then seeing that link that he provides for a productivity tool or an app and going and paying 3,000 rupees for it, it's bullshit. Don't do that. If it's real productivity is as simple as a notepad and a pen and a decent laptop and Wi-Fi. That's it. That's all you need. Sometimes you don't even need the laptop and of course your mobile phone. My point is that don't impulse buy any productivity tools. Buy the free versions of it and figure out if it really helps you or adds value to your life or add value or makes you more productive. Now, even the basic tools we use, if you use a MacBook, it's like a rabbit hole. You'll feel like buying an iPad. And then I bought the Apple Pencil, which I don't even use. My daughter uses it to sketch on the iPad now. I don't even use the iPad, honestly. So it's just lying somewhere. My daughter uses it to sketch something on it, and that's about it. One idea that hits me now is that anytime you feel an urge to buy this, you should put it in a cart and wait for about 10 days or a week or so, and then you will really figure out if you really want this or not, and you'll probably just remove it from the cart. I have about 100 things on my Amazon cart right now, and I keep it that way because whenever I'm bored, I go through those. Your craving for buying that or impulse, feeling to buy that stuff goes over a period of. So most of the productivity hacks are very simple. Please read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. I think it will tell you very simple things that you can do. You don't even have to read the book. Frankly, I'm not a big book reader. You can go to YouTube and just type Atomic Habits, and you'll find plenty of hacks from Atomic Habits. So the idea is that you stick to a particular rule or a hack and you become disciplined on it. That's really the productivity hack for everybody. The next one is cars, guys. Expensive cars. See, I'm not a rich guy. I cannot afford to buy an expensive car. The most expensive I went was I bought a Skoda Superb, and that was on a crazy EMI. I loaned pretty much the entire money, and I regretted that, and I sold the car. So long story short, do not buy expensive cars that you cannot afford. I'm a big car guy. I have a Jimny now, and I love I always recommend people to go ahead and buy their favorite cars if it gives them happiness. Please do. The point I'm trying to make is that don't buy expensive cars on EMIs that you cannot afford. So it's a calculation that you got to do at your end. If you're comfortable doing them, I was very bad with these kind of finances. I think I'm still learning. and I'm no guru in this space, but all I can tell you, but what I can tell you is that if you can afford it, buy it. If you can't afford it, delay that purchase, buy maybe a second-hand car, buy a cheaper car. I got the Jimny for about 15 lakhs or so, and it's a great value for money. So figure out my next purchase if I have money is I'll probably buy a Volkswagen Virtus 1 liter TSI, and I'm gonna tune the shit out of it. So figure out what you want to do with your car, make it like a project, and have fun with it. Yeah, don't spend too much. Next one, in my opinion, are designer watches. See, I am not a designer watches guy, and I know that there is an argument about buying the watches or the premium luxury watches as an investment. And if that is the case, please go ahead and do that by all means. But I am no watch expert, but I don't think a watch which is worth about ₹1,00,000 or so, or 50,000 or 60,000, is really going to appreciate in value. I think it's only, I'm guessing it's about, if you pay about 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs for a watch is when they become, premium designer, a collective piece, and that's when it appreciate value. So please, people who know about watches, please drop a comment and tell me what are these watches that are, for investment. But anyway, point is that you don't have to really buy expensive watches. I am a guy who wears watches, and if you see most of my videos, I wear my Casios. I love the Casios. I also do have a Seiko. I spent about 25-30k, and my most expensive watch is about 25-30k, and I recently bought that, and I don't even wear that so much, frankly. I wear a lot of Casio. I look at, and I usually buy my Casios for about 5k average, and I look for great deals on the internet. There are always great deals on the internet. You can apply a lot of codes and you can get it at cheap. I mean, if you want to buy a watch, you got to figure out which website gives it for the most cheapest price. I also buy very cheap Casio watches. I have a blue, I have a white, I have a black Casio F91, which is just killer value for the price that we pay. I got them for about 1,000 or 1,500, and it's crazy value. Check out the Casio watches and similar watches like Timex. I love Timex also. I think I have only one Timex watch. I probably gonna get a couple of more Timex watches, but I always buy cheap watches. So that's my point about expensive watches. Okay, pretty much last on my list is the guy toys here. I mean, guy toys, right? I mean, the expensive audiophile speakers, drones, smart lights, this smart air fryer, expensive musical gear, musical instruments. Think that you feel that if you buy this, it's going to elevate the quality of your life, and you're going to learn that and become a rock star or something. Just समझ जाओ थोड़ा यार, थोड़ा practical decision लो उस पे, because I feel most of these guy things, the guy toys, we buy it and then it is lying in the house somewhere for years. I have a habit of buying, and then if I don't see I using that for about 6 months or a year, I sell it off at least. I've seen a lot of people who just pile those things in their house somewhere. They don't even know where they've kept it. अगर ऐसा कुछ है, just declutter it. Internationally they have amazing sites to sell here, Craigslist or backyard sale, and a lot of things, eBay सब चलता है उधर. But India में it's very difficult to sell these kind of stuff. OLX I find it very shady, but at least with running some of their ads, if you're lucky, you're able to sell. I've sold a lot of stuff on OLX, by the way. So I don't. One thing I like about me is that I'm bragging about myself, but I declutter. I do a lot of declutter. I don't keep stuff. If I'm not using it, I buy. If I'm not using it, I sell it. I get done with it. So think about this guy toy thing here, please. Okay, people, I'm wrapping up. So tell me in the comment and tell me, okay, very secretly, what you've been thinking. What is that one thing that you bought and you're not going to use it, or you're planning to buy, but now you will hold on to that? Tell me, we'll all laugh about it together. I'm leaving you with one thought, because at the end of the day, we get rid of most of these things that we buy, but we don't need. So it's better to think through these thoughts, these impulses, and make meaningful decisions. All right, have fun. I'll see you in another video.